Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today? Let's get some hype in the chat. Let's hit the like button and we shall begin in just a moment. Who do we have in here? Um, I don't know the name. I can't read the first one. Anthony, PAP, Edwin Berg, Friday, Powell, Mooney, Edwin again, LM, Tom's Diner, Tom's Dinner, Dennis, Matthew V, Cons, Legends have it. And everyone else, welcome. So, yeah, Asia had the move, didn't it? So, um, what are we going to do today? I don't even know what's going to happen today. It's just like, it's end of the month stuff. We're probably going to get a few more things like this. We got end of the month, end of the week, end of the quarter, all happening tomorrow. Unless you count the weekend as being part of the week, but realistically, end of the week tomorrow. So, yeah, it's I mean, maybe we can go over some of the higher time frame stuff today in this session because I don't think much is going to happen. I'm looking a little bit to altcoins. Maybe we could choose an altcoin to try and trade during New York Open. That could be something fun. Preferably one of the low caps. Preferably not an old shit coin. Preferably something new. So maybe we can look into something like that. But I guess first of all, we can do an update on Bitcoin. So yesterday's trade, all right, VWAP bounce on a trending day, takes out the highs. Very, very straightforward stuff. So this was the trade that we were talking about during yesterday's live stream. This was the trade that there was ample opportunity to get into a long position. And yeah, eventually well rewarded, taking out not only the highs of the day, but also the highs of the range and coming into that 2021 yearly open, which is very significant. Okay, very significant. So if we're going to go over, yeah, let's do some higher time frame stuff in a moment as well. And then I'll get onto the altcoins and so on. So far today, I've literally just... So I was able to close out of that long position. Alerts had gone off yesterday after we took out these highs, and I closed it. I don't know where I closed it, but I closed it. It was in very nice profit. It might have been somewhere around here. It might have been up here. I was half asleep. I just woke up. I was like, oh, nice. And because that was just a day trade, scalpy trade type of thing, yeah, just closed out of that. So since then, I've hedged into a short position. And I started doing this yesterday. Although I do have a bullish bias, we are in an uptrend. I have quite a lot of long exposure, although I've taken profit on these longs already. And I've taken a short position. And this is just scaling in around the kind of area that we're at right now. So in fact, I think my short overall is slightly below where price is currently. So my average is 28,560. Okay, so I've got one from 28,560. I mean, we're literally like right there almost. So it's a tiny bit red by like 1.4%. And that's with leverage. So in a moment, it's probably going to go green. And that's the thing, really. I've just started scaling into this short position because we are coming up to the end of the week, month, quarter, and it would be very surprising for me to see like massive continuation beyond this point as we go into the end of the quarter. I think we're going to end the month strong, end the quarter strong. It has been a very, very, very bullish first few months of the year. As we can very clearly see, there's the start of the year and it's been up pretty much non-stop. So it doesn't make sense to me to have a big retrace before the end of this quarter and the end of this month. However, unless we break 30k with volume, it also doesn't make much sense for us to be continuing much higher than this at this stage. So where I do think that we are looking at consolidation and eventual breakout, I am trying to trade this scenario where we do get a bit of a dip that can get people bearish again, and that can be what basically projects us up again. That could be like the little rocket ship launch pad down here to be able to push price back higher. So it's still that 25,600 level that I am looking at. So I'm hesitant to a short position, mainly just so I can remain in those longs just in case they're there as moon bags, whatever, to see if I can capitalize on that. But yeah, in that short, which is now gaining a little bit of size as we do continue to creep upwards, and I will close out of that if we can break through my big red zone up here with significant volume. In terms of what we're having today, like I say, the only other time where I've added to that head short was as we came up into the golden pocket earlier on. So we were up there and I was like, okay, that's nice. I missed the opportunity to add to my short up here, but getting that move up into the golden pocket is decent. If we can continue to climb, I will just add small amounts onto that short. So I'm just gradually like building a short position, which is very low risk. It just protects against dollar value for any drop, and basically I can get some funding on it as well. So that's always a nice thing, is to be able to get that funding on these short positions when there is funding available to take. For the day so far, I think as we're going into New York, it's just the obvious, right? We know where the highs are, we know where liquidity is, and it happens to be session highs and lows. So we are going into this still with a bullish bias, which is crazy. Okay, so whilst I am in that head short position, I'm still looking for longs as and when I can get them. So we have our highs and our lows. That's where our local liquidity is, which is the London high and the London low. And if we are to be able to take this out, let's say we take out the lows as New York opens and we can start to break that local market structure, then I think that could lead us to a long to take out these highs up here. So that's probably the trade that I'm going to go for, is going to be something within this box, provided that this box doesn't get extended before the end of the session. Within there, whenever we're looking for the SFP and we're looking for just a trade like this within the open. So that's what I am most likely going to play. If we're to get a move up as well, I think that would lead us into a pretty decent short. So if we come up here, look, we've got all of this still that hasn't been backfilled. This is the 2021 yearly level. So if we are to come back up here, then very straightforward. Again, I think a short position would be pretty reasonable. But the problem with that is we are still within a bullish bias, and you would only really be looking for the POC of the day so far as your invalidation, or as your target for that, because the trend is continuing to move up. So if we can get something like drop down here, start to change that structure, move up, get into a short position around here, come back in, I think that's about everything that I would probably want to trade for the open itself. So those are the two that I'm looking at. We just got big imbalance after the drop. Okay, so you have quick move up, quick move down. We've not yet repaired all of this. And if we are to look over here, okay, then you just throw your stacked imbalances up on here. We have come and tested the major imbalances on this, and again, that's where our VWAP was, that's where everything was. So we've come up into this area, we've gone through those, but I would be looking to test up towards 28,900 as a decent area to start to look for those short positions once again. So that's Bitcoin, really. That's like, yeah, everything I'm looking at on the Bitcoin. If we have a look quickly at legacy markets, okay, trend is up. Everything's up. So as we saw yesterday, this is why we have been looking for longs. Continuously been looking for long positions, okay? What did I say yesterday? Session after session after session after session has been up. Since New York on Tuesday, every single session closing above the previous session and not even trading slightly below it. You've not had a single instance where since Tuesday there has been any session that has at any point, actually here, Asia, the only one, but that's a closed session. So you can almost count this as a whole session. That's just like outside of market hours, right? This is all just nonsense bullshit. So at no point have we had any session that has traded below the previous one for the majority of this week. So you would be continuing to look for that. And again, we have that target up here. This is what I have been saying again for a while. There's the monthly level, and you're looking up towards these highs. If we can start to break those highs, then things start to look very good. But coming to the end of the quarter, coming to the end of the month, coming to the end of all of the week, and all of those type of things, it does lead to potential fuckery back to the downside as we go into our next 3 months. So on the S&P, on the ES, okay, the thing to be aware of, this is actually clear on the ES, and I think this is probably what's going to give it the nicer trade here. Let me actually just remove drawings because I only look at local stuff and macro stuff on here. So let's just go to this. There's your monthly. Can we engulf, first of all, on the ES? So that's going to be very important. Obviously, tomorrow that closes. So there's the narrative. That's the narrative that we have. Is this going to engulf? If we're looking on the S&P like index itself, we're a little bit below that level, but we're still looking at that as being roughly the same thing. And then if we're looking on the quarterly, no, nothing on the quarterly. So yeah, can the monthly engulf? That's a big thing. I think on the DXY as well, there's something interesting. Yeah. So it's the same thing, right? Are we going to get bullish engulfing on the monthly on the S&P 500, the ES, or are we going to get bearish engulfing on the DXY? So important stuff. We've also got Euro breaking out against the dollar. We've got the GBP breaking out against the dollar. We've got the yen that's starting to find some support against the dollar. And I have today or yesterday taken a long position on the South African rand. That's the one, isn't it? So what's the ticker for this? I'll show you this in a second. I've gone long. South African ZAR, that's the one. ZAR USD. ZAR USD. So I have gone long. I mentioned this yesterday in the crew, and I was looking at the Kenyan shilling, which would have been the easiest trade anyone could have ever made for the past year, because it's just gone down every single day, bar like 3 since like over a year. So the Kenyan shilling was what I was looking for, and it's insane. But that started getting me looking into Forex again, and I took this long yesterday. Look, you got a nice little head and shoulders down here. All right, we're just doing the head and shoulders with 2 heads. It's a monster with 2 heads. We have that going on. You zoom out a little bit more. What you can see here is SFP of lows down here. And then what we had on the weekly was just a quite nice area of support with this order block down here, which is acting as support. So having taken liquidity, I was looking for that South African rand to gain some strength over the dollar, and it has. So I am, it's only a small trade. It's like, oops, let me bring it up on here. Trading this on BingX, by the way. So this is, if I bring it up, there it is. There's the short position that I took. So this was short dollar against it. That's the position that I have on the South African rand right now. But yeah, this one's quite funny. What's the Kenyan dollar? Kenyan shilling, sorry. Kenyan shilling against US dollar. Look at this. And this is when like the previous Kenyan president was found to have like 13 offshore bank accounts and $30 million in US issued bonds. They've just been crushing the currency. Then you had the new president came into power. And there's so much manipulation here with Kenya. The US is just destroying its economy by the look of things, as some kind of punishment, whatever. I don't really understand. I'm not going to pretend to understand. But it just makes you like think, why do we bother with TA on Bitcoin when, look at this thing, you can just short it at any time since July 2020, June 2021. you could have woken up every single morning, taken a short position, and made so much money on this. But hey, we're probably seeing this too late. Look, this looks like some kind of capitulation. At some point, this is going to have to reverse. And what Kenya seem to be doing with their economy is quite interesting at the moment. So, yeah. And that's the other one. Yeah, the Argentinian peso is the other one that's looking very similar to this. In fact, even more. Look at this thing. You can just wake up every single day. Sorry, P. Wake up every day and just short it. And this is going back since January 2020. So if you know a broker that, like, look, the state of this is just insane. And here we are doing technical analysis on Bitcoin, where we could probably be making so much more money just by shorting the Argentine peso, the Kenyan shilling, and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's a little bit of a bit sidetracked there, but yeah, interesting nonetheless. I think we got 10 minutes until the open. No way ordinary brokers would allow shorting that. Why not? Why not? Where are these traded? So I haven't looked to see if you can trade this because nothing I use does trade it, but ICE. And if not against the dollar, then maybe against the pound or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Imagine being the spread maker, having to buy your asks in order to create order flow on this. Yeah, exactly. It is. Yeah, it's insane. Right. 10 minutes until open. Let's bring up the ES. There's your monthly level. Okay, is it going to close above? Is it going to close below? We're probably going to be looking at this as being the narrative for the next couple of days. If we are looking at, let's just go. So look, so easy. 4 hour up, 1 hour up, 15-minute up. So we're looking for a long, even though we're at major resistance. I have to look for a long. So you got local lows. I don't know about any of this one. I'd probably go for that one. And then we're looking down here. If we look to the left, there's nothing. There's nothing, unless we're looking at an SFP off of this. So liquidity holding above, fair enough. And so I'm seeing like two zones here where you could potentially look for longs. We'll lose that. A couple of boxes. So if we can get some kind of move down into here, maybe even below that, that's probably where I would look for potential long positions if there is a drop as we go into the new session. If we go for London, where's the EQ? Well, EQ of the day down there. POC coming at the wrong time. I still trade this to UTC. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But honestly, it's just looking like further upside on the ES, at least initially. Is CVD now bearish on BTC? It's an inverse head and shoulders you've been monitoring on the ES. How? Oh, high time frame. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, yeah. It is. Ping, ping, ping. There it is. Hello. Evil guy with a big nose. That look more like tits than eyes. Yeah, you got a little inverse head and shoulders thing going on there. And that just, I guess, is why we're still fairly bullish, right? DXY. What's this doing? The dollar really has to try and find a bit of support here, though. Like, it really has to try and find a bit of support. But this is the other thing. I think this energy situation and this death of the dollar as a world reserve currency is inevitable. And is only just getting started. So we're only starting to hear like little whispers of the problems that the dollar's having in trade at the moment. So with China attacking it, with lots of other countries doing their own trade deals in other currencies. So we are looking at this whole narrative that's just starting to make its way into the minds and the thoughts of normal people, starting to make its way into the news, that the dollar is on uneasy ground. And I think that could lead. I don't really think anything like massive is going to come of it, but I think this could be that like smoking gun thing, which could lead to one of those unexpected events, like black swan events. I'm not saying this is going to be anything like what we've seen with oh nice, this my South African rand is pumping right now. But yeah, I don't think it's going to turn into anything crazy. I think it's just it's like, I don't know what it is. I haven't read it enough into it, but I think I'm going to be watching it closely. I am going to be monitoring it closely, the whole situation, and I think it's only just getting started. But what we've seen, that if the media want to milk something like this for all it's worth, it could last and it could go on for quite a long time. So it does seem that the media do want to milk this, and there is a pretty decent narrative on there. So yeah, that whole world reserve currency status could be going on for the next few years. And if it does start to escalate, then that's when we're going to get into, again, I think this is inevitable. And I spoke about this yesterday. I don't want to be one of those conspiracy guys, but we know that things are going to escalate again at some point. It's just the way that the world works. And I don't think it's going to be Russia, but we know about China, Taiwan. We know that as soon as the US have their own like manufacturing stuff for silicon chips, and when the energy crisis stops and all of that, there's going to be escalated tension with all of that kind of thing. So it's something worth paying attention to. Hopefully it comes to nothing, but I am keeping an eye on it. And at some point we are going to get one of those events that could lead to some craziness. Who's the guy that does all these conspiracy theories? I don't even know. I'm going to be like BitBoy Crypto and start like... It's not even conspiracy theories. I mean, it's fact. Like, America and China hate each other. Of course they're going to do shit over the next few years. So, yeah. Alex Jones. That's the one. Come on. New York Open. Let's take these lows. It'd be nice if we take these ones as well. I'm just going to place an alert down here. Got your golden pocket at the daily open. So actually, maybe we take out a few more of these. Black Swan next year when Trump gets in again. God help us. See, the thing, if Trump, no, I don't see, I don't think that would happen. What I predict before we actually get anything, Biden's going to get another term. And that's when things are going to really kick off, because China are going to be like, oh, 4 more years of this piece of shit, like weak ass motherfucker in charge of the supposedly most powerful country on earth. And China are just going to be like, yes, now is our time. And that's when. So, yeah, I think if Trump gets in, there'll be some other nonsense that happens. But I reckon China will probably just chill out until, like, imagine starting a fight with Trump. It would just be like carnage. It wouldn't be good for anyone. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants that. I think they want someone who's weak and feeble like Biden, and then they'll attack the dollar properly if he gets back in. So, fun times. Anyway, that is our New York Open. We're getting a bit of a move down. Good, good, good. So we want to be seeing... There'll be some choppy, choppy, chop. Ashley, and then let's just see if we can catch a trade. One single trade, and then we'll go back to talking about other random things and looking at altcoins and all of those shenanigans. Move. Do something. Anything. No. Nothing's happening. Don't go up first. Come on. If we go up first, then we know where the short will be. Yes, China did just agree with Brazil to use Chinese currency instead of USD. I mean, when you actually look at the stories, this stuff's been going on for a while. Like it isn't actually anything that new. So China and Brazil have had pretty good relations for a while. So you've got to take it. You do have to take like the headlines with a pinch of salt, and then start to look into like, okay, what's actually going on here. And the reason why they're now starting to come to the forefront is that now the Saudis are getting more involved. Now UAE is getting more involved. And that's like big money stuff that's going on. So that's when it starts to become newsworthy. No one cares if China and Brazil are trading with each other. No one cares if the Saudis and Kenya are trading with each other. No one cares if Italy and Libya are trading with each other, but they do care if China and Saudi Arabia are trading with each other in their local currencies. So that's why it's now starting to get media attention. King Charles will ascend on the golden throne and restore the British Empire, which coincidentally, King Charles becomes the king, or he has his thingy-majiggy, whatever it is. What is it? When he becomes king, he is king, but when he sits on his throne and puts on his crown, that annoyingly is on my birthday, which coincidentally is also the Taurus birthday. So that's the 2 years of Taurus will be on the day that King Charles goes through his, is it inauguration? Coronation. That's the thing. So on King Charles's coronation is on the same day as my birthday and this channel's birthday. So that's going to be a fun day. I want to go somewhere fun. Where should I go away? Like, I want to go on holiday then, because I don't really want to be around for that. It's boring. And everyone's going to be having all these like, oh, coronation parties. So, yeah. Last time I celebrated my birthday in Dubai. Where should I celebrate it this time? Thailand. I'm thinking Singapore, but I don't know if Singapore's like the right climate in May. Singapore would be nice, or maybe I just go simple and I do like somewhere in Europe, Spain or Turkey or somewhere like that. Moscow, yikes! Miami, yeah. So there's the Bitcoin conference in Miami that's a couple of weeks later. So maybe I do Singapore and then I go to Miami and then I do something else. I don't know. Malaysia, yes, Malaysia would be nice. Texas, Bangkok, Bali. World tour, one day in each country. I'd love to go to Japan. Japan won't happen this year, but I have like on my bucket list, I really want to take my dad to Japan. So my dad is a karate, or well, he's retired now, but he's well, yeah, no, he is. He is a karate instructor. That's kind of what he's doing in his retirement now, which is so cool. So I want to take him to Japan. I want to take him to Tokyo and Okinawa. At some point, I think that would be a fun thing to do. Nice father-son activity. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Go to every Grand Prix. That would be cool. Yeah. We should do the Taurus meetup where we all take our dads to Japan once we're millionaires from trading Bitcoin. Or those of you who are millionaires from trading Bitcoin. But yeah, I don't know where to go this year. Oh man, I still need to at some point do the London meetup. So yeah. Would you say you've reached a point where you don't have to look at prices when traveling? I'm really tight. Do you mean like looking at prices of the charts and like forget about trading, or just be like, okay, I want to go there, I'm just going to go there? I think I can do that with some places. A trip to Singapore, or a trip to Thailand, or a trip to Japan, or a trip to America, I'd certainly have to like budget for that. But a trip to Europe somewhere would be is fine. You're a millionaire in Kenya. Nice. We'll all be millionaires in Kenya and in Argentina. I also really want to go to like South America, go to like Peru and Colombia and Brazil and those places before the US start invading them because they're doing trade with China. Oh, come on, hit an alert. Toronto's cool. I like Toronto. I've been to Toronto. Toronto is the one with the big tower, isn't it? Yeah, Toronto's got the big tower. I've been up there because they have the big tower, and then they've got like the rail. There's like a big train outside it with a train museum thing, and it's a really cool train. I don't like trains, but I thought that was really cool. And they have a good coffee shop there. That's all I can remember. CN Tower, yeah. The train, yeah. I just remember the train because it's literally like right directly outside the CN Tower, isn't it? And it's like this huge train that you can climb on and look around. It's just still, it doesn't do anything, but it's just there. That's why I remember it, because it's a beer brewery. That's why I like it. Yes, because I have beers there. Yes, that's the reason. There's a big train and it sells beer. That's the one. That's it. Yeah. No wonder I remember it. Oh, nothing's happening, man. Come on. Try to do something. Nothing's happening. Everyone hit the likes whilst we're waiting. If we can get this up to 100 likes, I promise we'll get a trade. Bitcoin's not going to move until we've got 100 likes here. So get it up to 100 likes, then we'll get the move that we want. And then we will continue. We're up to 60. Fake end the stream and then come back. Bye, guys.
Are you moving?
Get the Red Sox. That was, I did, yeah. I want to do what that, who's the Korean guy that always gets liquidated? I should have like a bright green hat and a bright red hat for when I'm trading. Today we're looking for a long, so we're going to go bright green hat. Sato. Yeah. I'm wearing a green t-shirt, but it's not very green. It's more like... In fact, this is the same t-shirt I wore on yesterday's stream. I'm such a dirty, skanky hoe. But it's fine. I work from home, so I don't really need to wear actual clothes. Most of the time, I'm just trading in my underwear or with a dressing gown on, or wearing the same shit every day, unless I have to go out anywhere. Give us an outline of what a London day meetup might look like. I always say this, and I've never got around to actually organizing it. So what I would like to do is we'll do a meetup, and it will be we'll do like the New York session. So we'll trade together for, let's say, 4 hours or something like that. We can film it all, which would be really cool because that would make some good content. And then everyone's going to like take some trades. People can go to the computer, do something like that. I don't even have to hire a WeWork. I've got meeting rooms and stuff here that we can use, and we can do stuff like that. Then we can like go out and get something to eat, and then get really drunk and have a load of beers, and we'll make it like, yeah, it'll be good. I think that's the way to do it, right? That's the way to do it. And I want to kind of make it like an all-inclusive thing where we hire out, like maybe get like a lock-in at a restaurant or a bar, and we're just like, everything's on tap, so it's all paid for beforehand, and then everyone's just like, oh my god, it'll be cool. Watch out, I don't drink energy coke. All right, we'll make sure. Yeah, but I think that would be a good meetup. I'll arrange it. I'll sort it out. We'll do it in London. We'll do it. Should we do it next month? And then because I'll try and do it in April. And weather's a bit better around then. I say this all the time though, and I never get around to doing it. So if anyone has any ideas, or if anyone wants to be the official party planner for Taurus and has some thoughts on how to get it done, then let us know. Do you look at DOM clusters, footprints, or just the trading view levels? Yeah, of course I look at. Yeah, I'm watching the order flow. We can switch over to this chart. I mean, there's nothing much going on right now. So we got the footprint on. We do have, someone mentioned divergence. We've got bullish divergence on the USDT pair, which is a little unusual. I thought it might be the other way around. It's very small, and I would be surprised if these lows don't get swept. So yeah, if we're looking at I'd say there's nothing significant enough to be. Actually, no, it's bullish and it's bearish. So the thing is, we're building bullish divergence against these lows over here, but locally it's bearish. All right, there's a bit more longs opening around here than there are shorts. So it's kind of tricky. I just want to suit the lows. That's the thing. I don't need to watch the order flow. I have my plan, and that's what I'm going to trade. If we're just chopping around here doing nothing, there's really no point in me watching this because there's nothing significant here that you can read into right now for me that's going to give me any more information than what I can get from anything else. It's the same thing with like trading light. I'll look at this sometimes. Oh look, Binance have pretty much the same plan as I do. So if we can drop through this little buy wall they've got there, then that could be good. Locally, it's bullish divergence playing out again on perps. But that could lead us all the way down here somewhere because we've got it. We've got bullish divergence playing out on spot. And we do have a divergence between spot and perps. No, it's actually getting a bit closer. So, yeah. 8-hour OB just below. The problem with that is like it's way too high of a time frame, isn't it? Because yeah, this is what I don't like about like. So I would consider if you're going to go off of the 8-hour, you've got to go wicks. I don't think you can really be looking at bodies, and this is where it becomes really difficult. So I would be marking that as that, and we've hit the EQ. So we've done that already. That's where we're finding the support, and that's what you would expect. Because what you don't often see on the high time frames is they're either trading. If they start to trade into each other, then they're going to trade through it. But the wicks tend to be what you would see, like here. Okay, you come down, you come into the wick of the previous. If here you start to get caught inside, then you're going to trade through it. That to me is more often the case. Okay, you create a wick here, you bounce into it as soon as you come into the body, then you're trading through, and that seems to often be the case. So that's how I'd be marking this. I know, yes, we have that, and that is daily open as well. Now I don't know how I could trade off of that. I don't know. I just got to go with what's actually going on in the charts right now. So wait, it's the 8-hour low, isn't it? Actually, that might work out. Okay, it's the daily open. It's the daily open. It's the 4-hour AB. Daily open golden pocket. There's enough stuff going on there. I guess. What was that heat map software? This was Trading Light. This one. So this is Trading Light. If you are not aware of Trading Light and you have not used it before, it is very nice. If you want to use it, then I'm going to show my link, because this saves you a bit of money. I think if you use this, if anyone's interested in using Trading Light, I think if you use that link, you get like $10 off or something, and then it gives me $10 worth of credit, and then I can get so I'm having to pay for this out of my own pocket now, and I don't like doing that. So use my ref link, and then it will give me $10 of credit, which will go towards my next month worth of membership as well. Hey, at least I'm transparent. But yeah, I think it gives you money off. I have no idea what it does. I've not shared that link for a long time. Yeah, it's decent heat map software. It's very much similar to like TRDR and whatever the other ones are. Oh my god. Right. We're just gonna have to wait for alerts, aren't we? I'm gonna place an alert if we start to break this. Someone was mentioning Atom. I think Mr. Fry, you were mentioning Atom. Mr. Fry, is our bet still on? We were talking about it yesterday, if you're still here. I know it's $20 a month. No, the reason why, so it only happened, basically, we used to, or when we first started using Trading Light, it was like bull market and it was good. So we had a ref link there, and it enabled me to get like basically a year's worth of free membership, because they don't give it to me for free for being an influencer or anything like that. They're just like, well, show the ref link, get people to sign up, and then you get it, which is fair enough. But my year's worth of membership expired, and then I didn't want to like put in my card details, or it was just like I couldn't find my card and I had to put that in. So now it was just really annoying. So I can remember doing a stream where I'm like, come on guys, sign up to it. So I have to find my card and put in my card details to start paying them. I'm so cheap though when it comes to stuff like that. Whoa, okay, there's the move. All right, good. So we've taken the lows. Nice. We have these ones down here, which we're also looking to take. But at this stage, we have the potential for a long position. We don't know where it's going to come yet. We don't know where this is going to end up. We have fallen into that, which is good. And if we're looking on here, that is a lot of longs being stopped, which I'm very happy about. So, yeah, that's the move we wanted. Good. Now we can start to plan a long off of this. So, I would not say to be aggressive at this stage. The fact that we've come so close to daily open in the golden pocket means I would still like to see that drop a little bit further. Alternatively, what we're now looking for is a corrective candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, give this a bit of time, then wait for that, and then we look to trade above there and get an entry here, with this being the invalidation. So that's now what we're going to start to look at, unless something appears within this that can give us a good indication that this is worth a scalp straight away. But that's a little bit higher risk. It's a little bit more aggressive. So we do have shorts entering. We are likely going to get a decent little move from this. So there's a corrective candle. Good. So we may be looking at something like this, but let's just see where this starts to play out. So we're likely going to get the same entry at some point that we would have been able to do if it was just a scalp off of the lows. We've had the SFP, so you can trade it as just an SFP if you want. But I'm just going to go for the sensible option, the one that's the higher hit rate, rather than the SFP, because we still do have to be aware that daily open and golden pocket is still slightly below us. So I'm doing the sensible trade here. Aggressive Luke, usually seeing that kind of volume with excess at the lows, for me, more often than not, would just be scalp long it anyway, and then just get out here. So I'll just get out when it gets to here. And if it gets to here, then that would be an opportunity to then get back in. So you would go scalp long once you see the excess off of this. You'd want to take profit quickly. That seems to be the level that I would personally take profit off. But if you're already up 0.5%, then again, that's minimum requirement for a scalp. Depending on where you got in, that would be a good exit already off of that one. But I think a little bit higher is possible. Now what I want to see is this, and then see what we can get when price starts to come down. I have a feeling we're not going to get along off of the initial corrective move. This is either going to just reverse right now, or we're going to come down and take the lows again. I don't feel that because we came so close to this, I don't think that is as likely. I know maybe inverse hit the daily open, did it? But this is the thing, like inverse might hit the daily open, but if it has, I don't care, because it doesn't really. No, it didn't. Okay. That's where you'll be taking profit on this trade. And potentially even shorting it again, because you do have local market structure. Just for the session so far has been down. So you could even low risk short, assuming that we're going to make a higher low, or we're going to come down and hit that daily open, would be an option. But that's like, yeah. So you would expect to see it struggle a bit here. I ideally want to get an entry back down here. I'm just going to move this alert down. So if we start trading above prior highs, then we might just need to, again, there's another opportunity there to take long if we start trading above these highs. Because we've got a long bias. That's the direction that we want to be trading this first move of the session. So you just wait for that liquidity to get swept, and we do want to trade with a long bias. Gap up again on the SPX. Kind of crazy. So now, ideally, you would want to hold that. That's where the bulk of our volume is. And that's where you've got these imbalances, right? So you really want to hold this. You got shorts trapped in here, or this is where stop losses were hit, more so, I think, than shorts opening. There were shorts opening. So now we're getting that retrace, and now that gives us the chance to get an entry. In fact, we're literally coming into the point in which you would want to get an entry now. So now you're starting to look good. You're in the right area. You've come back in. You've had that corrective move. You're starting to retrace that, and you're coming back into the zone in which we had that SFP. So back into our reference point. So that's now trigger for a long. I would want to continue to add if we were to go lower. But we haven't had to change the market structure. Actually, no, wait. I'm talking nonsense. We haven't had to change the market structure, so we actually got to wait a bit longer. Damn it. Yeah, we've still got to wait. How do gaps occur on the SPX? This is just the one that's only traded for New York session. So this is the actual SPX. The derivatives trade 24 hours, right? Through the monthly level on the ES now, which is interesting. So New York has taken out highs. We've got to be careful on Bitcoin here. Atom holding strong. Mr. Fry, you didn't answer me when I asked if our bet is still on. And also, I completely forgot to respond to your message the other day. Which probably goes for like anyone who's messaged me because I'm terrible. Hands up in the chat if you've ever sent me a DM or a message and we've ever had a conversation and at some point I just completely forget to respond and then I go all silent on you. Probably like most people here. I'm terrible. I'm sorry, I don't mean it. Keep on hassling me and I promise I will respond. I'm no good. I need a PA. Yeah. I don't know what we're doing with this yet. Still don't know what we're doing with this. So this is now coming into that scenario we were talking about where we're going to try and make that higher low. We've come into the right area, but we don't actually have any confirmation. So you've had the first long, you've had the take profit. You're now getting a retrace, but we don't know if it's going to take the lows yet. Down to the golden pocket at the drop. Maybe. Might be a bit too deep because that's your trapped shorts, right? There's your stacked imbalances. Hiya. If we trade through that, I'd say we're going to take the low. If we hold this, and we can hold it for a while, okay, dip into here, start to build some short positions back up again. They're already coming in. But if we can dip into this and get some more shorts entering, or just even above it like we are, this for me is looking like a decent long opportunity. You've had the SFP, you've come back into your reference, you know you're in validation. The problem is I still kind of think we might hit that daily open. So you've got to allow for like one SFP. So yeah, we're looking at long. Whoops. Yes, we're looking at a long. We have that as a soft invalidation, but you want to give that some space. The risk isn't really there right now because you only really want to be targeting that. And then I guess ultimately we're looking at the potential for this to go up towards about here. And then we're getting this one right afterwards. So we'll stop talking about this. We'll see how we get along, how this gets along. So that's the setup. if we look at bearish SFP on the 4-hour, yeah, well, yeah, it's there, but there's no reason why we can't come back up and test that again for now. You have all these divergences which have now like kind of been invalidated. So on the one hand, it still looks very strong, but we do need to be aware that we're very high up and we're coming towards the end of the week. Similar situation with ETH. Atom I do quite like. So yeah, Mr. Fry, I'm interested in this. So 15-minute. It's a shame that London didn't take out those Asia lows. Yeah, I'd consider a little bit deeper to be a little bit better on this. Like if you can just take out, because there's your little deviation. I could probably go for a little scalpy if these lows are swept. Or you can just go swing trade long from here already, because like your invalidation's down here, so it's not too much difference. Like really, if you're entering here with this as your invalidation, and you're aiming for there, wherever, or if you're entering in here, like realistically, you can put a bit more money on the table because it's much lower risk, so you can calculate your risk a bit better. But for me, I just would like to see that swept. Look, there we go. Sorry, I was distracted. Well, we've got to hold. That's it. What is the ARB launch doing? I haven't traded this since the launch. I know I'm up again on spot because we've been buying around that, like just above $1. Greg took the long off the new local 618. So was that a 618? I mean, if it lines up, then that's cool. Yeah, it was. Nice. Yeah, good. Well, we've had that's the zone that you'd want to enter in, with your invalidation at the low. I think at this stage you've got to trade it like this, haven't you? Because we still have to base this of the assumption that we haven't really hit the support that we necessarily wanted it to do, and it wasn't just a simple SFP off of those lows and then reverse. So you can enter here, which is absolutely fine, but you've got to have a soft stop, and I would go. I haven't entered a trade on this. We're just talking about it on this occasion. So I might enter a trade. I prefer to take out this low. I don't think that's enough to hold it. I'm just looking at this. So I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait for a worse entry that's going to give me a higher probability, or I would wait to take this low. The other thing that I sometimes do is just go in half size and then add at where my invalidation would be. So that's the other strategy I would use, is to go in half and half, and then you've got an average within here. and then you can probably get that out of that okay. But for now, we've not really had any confirmation. Yes, we're looking for a long. You had the SFP, but look, that's where we marked our resistance. We were like, this is where it's going to stop, and that is where it stopped. And locally, we're still doing this. So the higher time frames are still good, but there's nothing to suggest that we can't take out that low still. But we'll see. I'm going to place this now. That's the high that took the low. So if we trade through that, then things are starting to look a lot better. There's my alert. Here's my alert for the lows. Either one of these being taken now would be a long. Roynek, are you agreeing with me that this isn't looking like a particularly strong bounce right now? And I think it may be a little bit premature to be going long. Could be wrong. Could miss the trade. That's like been the theme for this week. Last week we were getting every trade really, really nicely. This week I've missed quite a few. I'd rather miss a trade than lose a trade, though. Actually, no, I wouldn't. Would I rather miss a trade than lose a trade? I'd rather win a trade. ES pumping. What are you smoking, man? What? How is the ES pumping? Are you on a 10-minute delay? Please tell me you're not on a 10-minute delay Friday. Yeah, you're on a 10-minute delay. Short it, Friday, short it. If only you could trade. If only you could trade that 10-minute delay. So if only like I could tell you now, and if you could go off of like, if you haven't bought the data and you're on the 10-minute delay, if only you could trade that, it would be the best thing ever. Like imagine how easy trading would be like 10 minutes into the future. But no, ES is not pumping anymore. It did for the first 1 minute. And then it gapped up and now we're retracing. So yeah. Oh no, it didn't gap up. Is this yesterday's gap? Wait, what's going on? No, we've literally been open for more than we've been open for 40 minutes. I thought the market had been open for like 10 minutes. And we've been talking about this garbage price action. Here we go. Look, premature longs. I told you to be careful. Sorry. Now we've taken out the lows. Now we can look at this as a scalp long. That's better. Let's see. Now we can use this high. It's not good. It's not good enough. It's still not good enough. I mean, average in at daily open, whatever. If you really have to, average in at daily open. But this isn't strong. Yeah, there you go again. Taking it out again. You've got to wait. You've got to wait for an actual confirmation for this to take a long position. This is where so many people get messed up. You've got to wait. Like, did you see my face when I was watching that order flow? It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Not yet, it's not. There's confluence here, sure, but this is the very big difference between being an analyst and being a trader. You don't trade, well, you can trade just based off of the analysis. Like yesterday, trading the VWAP was simple. You were in a trending day, the probabilities were massively in your favor that that was going to get a bounce that took out the highs. Massively. Today, we don't have those kind of probabilities. So you could go with all of the fucking dickheads that are on the internet that will go like, oh, look, if you go into the golden pocket, take a long blindly. My ass, can you take a long blindly? You've got to like actually watch what's going on. And this is where order flow is much better for me, is how I use order flow. Order flow stops me getting into bad trades. Because if I wasn't watching order flow, I might have just blindly gone, ooh, I'll long this. But order flow tells me not to. Order flow says, bad idea. Okay, we didn't hold the zone that we said that this has to hold. As soon as that happens, you're then done. What we had to do, and the only way that this would have been a good trade, is to hold that and then trade above that. That was where we would have had to have gone. Now we can, if we start to bounce, we can start to trade above here, and then we can look for an entry, which is coincidentally only slightly above where some people's entries would have been off of that initial SFP anyway. So yeah, order flow doesn't often get me into a trade, because the TA will get me into a trade, but the order flow will stop me from taking a trade. If it's not going in the direction that I want it to do. Because now essentially we're in this little bit of a downtrend, and you could now say we've lost daily open. So you could now say that we've lost daily open. I wouldn't say that yet, but yeah. What software are you using for order flow? I'm using exocharts. So all of this is exocharts. What am I looking for on the order flow? That's a good question. Right now, it changes so much. You'd want to see, because initially, yeah, we had trap volume at the lows. Now, where are we? Do we have like decent liquidations off of this? Is there a reason to be potentially looking for longs? I still think they're getting in a bit too early. I want to see actual change in order flow. So now this is what's important, and this is what again people get a little bit wrong, and why people start to enter sometimes too early. Okay, the order flow for this current session is short. Okay, CVD down, delta going down, open interest down, net longs being stopped, shorts relatively flat. So the actual flow of what's going on within this session is this direction. Okay. Now what we need to start to do now is, when you create imbalances, and this is very important as well, when you create imbalances, a change in flow will be to trade through that. So let's say here, price trades through this, because these are the imbalances that we're creating on the way down. You've created imbalances on the way down. Then if we can start to trade through that, which shows shorts in control, selling is in control of the way that this is moving. If we can start to trade through that, then you would look for that as support. In exactly the same way as when we created imbalances at the lows, yeah, you can't trade through it because you're not looking at a direction change here at this stage, because you haven't gone lower. But if we can, and funnily enough, it all seems to line up quite nicely together. Okay, you've got your imbalances in that same area. That's where the sellers are basically in control. So now you're looking at this as being a very resistance again within here. But if we can trade through that, then like you have with a break in market structure, a change of market structure, a change of character, that would be a change within the order flow. So you're looking at sellers in control. Now you're starting to stack here with buying. Okay, so if we can trade through it, and I think we probably will at some point, I'm still looking at this as a long trade eventually. Still looking at this as a long trade, but if we can come through here, then this now has confirmed you'd want to see buying imbalances as we come through. So you want to then see the buying imbalances within here, and then you can look for that as support. So this flips, change in the order flow, come back in, support, bounce off of it. There's your invalidation at the bottom. So we're starting to see that change of character here, but we have seen that previously. Okay, so we still have to consider this as being being resistance. We still got to trade it in that direction. So again, you could take a short position from this if you are bearish. But I've got a bias from this session that we've been going up recently, and I would want to see this traded through and coming back into a support. So we're looking at that as, let's say, 28,400. So 28,400 takes us to here. Bit of a random level, right? But let's just mark a box on here to go. That's basically the area just from candles that you want to be trading back through. That high took out a low, so that's okay. Ideally, you would want to see both of these taken. So take out that one. Let's get rid of that. And let's ideally take out this one as well. And then let's use that as support to then take a long position. This is a really, really difficult open to trade because like it's the FOMO is there. Like to try and get into a trade is really there. But sometimes you just got to go with like, you just got to be patient and be like, I don't have a trade on right now because I don't have a trade on right now. So if you can just stay patient and wait for when something's actually giving you a good confirmation, which if we can come through, then we're looking at that starting to shift. And then we've actually got a decent, like we've dropped far enough to just come out and like take out those highs over there, right? We may even have dropped far enough just to take out the New York session highs. Might just be able to squeeze a 1-to-1 out of that. I make that exactly one. There we go. Let's put that there. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to wait for a retrace again. This is where it gets really annoying. You'd have to wait for a retrace again. What I'm trying to find on these streams is a trade that is going to work. I don't want to just take a trade and be like, okay, this might play out. This looks okay. We're in the right area. I want to take a trade because I want to go, if I'm saying that when we have this going on, if we're doing this as like educational, I want the trade to work. And I want it to be as close to 100% probability as I can possibly get it. And for me, if we can start to break through this, we can come back in. That to me is about as close to 100% as you can possibly get. So that is now what I need to see, because I'm very aware that especially if you're in the crew, it's a little bit different because we know the risk that's associated with this. We can probably trade this with you can get in and out quite quickly. Yeah. So there were people, if you're in the crew and you took the initial scalp trade, there were little strategies that you can use to just get in and out quickly without taking that loss and now being underwater. For those of you who aren't in the crew and aren't maybe as aware as to the way that we trade, I do want to make this like as much of a sure thing as I can possibly get it before entering. It is trying to break through. It really is trying to break through, but it's still nothing for me is suggesting that this is still a good long yet. And you've got a lot of long still entering. you're kind of trapped now. So let's see how it goes. Because honestly, as well, like, we've got these Asia highs and lows, and it would be very weird for price not to at least seek towards one of those sides. There's a lot of liquidity underneath that Asia low. Why have I got 2 daily opens? Dickhead. Update your chart. There we go. Oh. Break of structure would see the 618 at the daily open now. So if we were to go ping, yeah, you'd get like, you'd get something like this, wouldn't you? So then we can try it here, because what I think this is now long enough to consider that you gotta get through it. Gotta get through it, otherwise it's still looking for shorts. There's still a chance. There's still an opportunity. That takes you back up towards those highs. If you can just bounce off of here. Can we enter here? Oh, can we enter here? I don't think longs have given up enough. Shit. Still more longs coming in. Delta's up. We're flat. No. No. Did who bought Atom? Atom sold okay. Yeah. Cool. I'm going to place an alert down here. I want to buy your stops, bitches. Buy your stops. What's going on with my altcoins, man? IMX. Nice. Come on, Aptos. I want to buy these guys stops. 2. Or in here. No. Actually, this. Not that. That. I want to buy them stops. SPX pumping. Maybe. We're back into quite a heavy correlation again now, aren't we? Blair, would you look to get back in if you took profit at the local high? Where would I look to get back in? Problem with Flare, I don't really think that this is trading nicely enough yet. Like, it's so scrappy. There's not really volume on here yet. This for me is a buy and hold. It's just messy, 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 messy. I need to see. I don't like it. I don't like it, but I would buy it maybe in here somewhere. But it's such a long, big, wide range of what. IMX looks like really, really, really fucking good. Also, is my little baby Casper still pumping? Do I need to sell this now? Do I maybe need to short this now? Yeah. Yeah, maybe I need to get rid of some of this. I'm up like 15x from entry. Maybe I need to sell some. Did you buy ARB in the end last week? Yes, I have bought ARB. I bought it just above $1. Like $1.11 or something around there. Wherever it was. I can have a little look. Oh, I can't remember my login. I made that account whilst I was doing the stream, didn't I? And I haven't saved it. I don't know what email I've used or what my login is. I'll find out later. But I bought ARB on that weird account that I just made randomly last week. I'll find it later. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah. So this could be it. This could be it. This could be the little pivot, the little reversal that we want to see. On ETH, I haven't got any levels here. I don't know where we're at. I don't know. I'm tired. Yeah. Yeah. You can still wait here on ETH. That's now it. So bang. I don't want to go in on that. I want to go in below this. So if this is the highest probability that we can get right now. ETH's done it, so that high took out the low. We break it, corrective move, close above. That now for me is enough triggers being hit to take a trade that comes and takes out the session highs. So my session highs are, if they're going to load, oh. Drink some water, chap. Why? Because I was just making weird noises. I drink water. Bitcoin. Oh, because I'm tired. Yes. I thought you were like saying something different. I don't even know. I am tired today. I've been tired all like I don't know. I felt like a little bit ill this week. Don't know why. Oh, I couldn't do that. I do. I mean, first of all, I'm not Muslim. But like I have. I think It's really cool. Like I wish I could, but to not eat or drink for a whole day would be like, wow. I couldn't do that. I like my food too much. I have no discipline. So yeah, massive respect. Is there anyone here that is fasting for Ramadan? Because I think it's amazing. I like massive respect for that, because I just don't, to actually like teach discipline and to do stuff that you feel uncomfortable with. That's why I think like lots of people like taking cold showers and those kind of things. Like, whew, I can't do that. I don't have the mental strength to do that kind of stuff. I know you've just got to practice. Here we go. Look, Ethereum's coming in to where you'd want to enter. Bitcoin's coming into where you'd want to enter. We've not had the change of market structure on Bitcoin, but we've taken out that low here on ETH. So now you're having an opportunity to enter. Now on Bitcoin, it's not really there still. We could go for, I mean, you have taken out the lows. So if you do want to do it, it's not every confirmation that you'd want to get, but it's not bad. You've taken out those lows. We've come through. We have had that change within the order flow, within the market. You're now getting shorts. Longs aren't entering within this dip. Shorts are. Right. We're going to use this as an educational example. Oh, I've still got a long here. That VWAP is not real. Go away. I do like basically I skip breakfast quite often. That's probably the extent of my fasting, is that I often skip breakfast. I actually feel more energy and I feel more energized if I don't eat until lunchtime. And then I just cram my eating into that like 8 hour, so even less than 8 hours. So I will normally eat like all of my food from like lunch and dinner, two big meals, and then yeah, plenty of water. So that's what I've been doing a bit more of recently. Anyway, look, this has been probably as close as we're going to get, because otherwise we've got to wait for these highs, and I don't think that's likely. I wanted to just take the long, and then it kind of ran away. I don't eat, yeah, intermittent fasting, I guess. I don't eat sugar. I'm trying to just exclude sugar out of my diet entirely. I'm not that big on sweet things. Well, this is biscuits. I like a good biscuit. Cookie. I like a good, like, not biscuit. Most of you are American. Cookies. We call them biscuits in the UK. Good old English biscuit. Tea and biscuits. That's about the extent of my sugar consumption. I've missed it. Missed this fucking trade because I'm talking too much. Anyway, who took the long? Like that's about as good as we're gonna get. And I think we're looking at this as being a potential for a reversal now. I'm not going to stick around for this change of market structure. If it happens, it happens. At that point, then we're looking at an entry that's a bit higher up. Tien Scone, Squire, yes. We do love an English cream tea. Sugars or carbs in the morning spikes insulin and you store more fat. Yeah. Exactly. That's why I don't like carbs. I don't eat bread anymore. I don't eat sugary things anymore. The only time I will eat sugar is if I'm feeling bored. No, I just don't. Yeah, I don't really have sugar in the house. Stop buying sugary things, and then you can't eat sugary things. Mr. Fry, I know we should talk nutrition because you are a nutritionist. Although if you are Anthony Joshua's nutritionist, then you're probably not a very good one, are you? Because he's shit. Mr. Fry became AJ's nutritionist, and then he started losing every fight. No, we'll see. We'll see. Is anyone going to watch the fight on Saturday? Against, what is it? Franklin, something Franklin. Yeah, Bitcoin's Bitcoin's being a little bitch. Am I high? No, I am not. I'm just weird. What's the indicator that gives you those session highs, lows, London, Asia? Unfortunately, this question gets asked in every stream, and you will never know unless you are in the crew, because this is an indicator that has been made for us, unfortunately. So it's not available on TradingView. But if you join the crew, then yeah, we're actually so I always do these like soft announcement things. There's gonna we are making some changes. So those of you who maybe have been considering joining the crew for a while, first of all, I'd recommend you get your ass in there quickly, because things may change soon. And secondly, there may be some other opportunities for you to get into the crew if you would like to do so coming up. But you run the risk of, like, you got to get your ass in there quickly. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just like shilling stuff, and I have no plan. Maybe I do have a plan. Double bluff. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking nonsense. This session has been so boring. But I really do hope that it's been somewhat useful. If Greg, actually, thank you for the comment. Thank you for the comment earlier where you said, what did you say? This has been a very good stream today, for realsies. Thank you, Greg. That's about the first nice thing you've ever said to me. So thank you. If I had to take the long here, then the invalidation would be down here. But we've still not really had, like, honestly, I would rather still see this. That for me is like the best I could hope for. So hit that alert. Then we've had some confirmation. Then fuck these guys up. Sorry. Then we get the retrace, and then we reverse. But it's going to take forever, and I'm not going to be able to stick around for that long. So I am going to wrap it up. I am going to place my alerts. That coincidentally lines up perfectly with daily open. Okay, so if it happens, we're going to get daily open. We can. That's cool if we just come up here. If we just come up here now, that's cool. Enter down here, and push it up as high as we want to go. This stream sucks because I have no beer. I'm very sorry. I'm being a good boy. I'm being a good boy. I have my run on Sunday, which I'm not looking forward to. If I don't even know if I can be bothered to do it. I might just not show up. That's the extent of like my lack of mental strength. I'm doing the half marathon on Sunday, and I'm seriously considering just not bothering it with it. And I'll book another one, but maybe when I'm a bit more prepared. don't want to. I'll probably die. Yeah. I told you earlier on when my birthday was, Mr. Fry. If you were listening, you go back to the stream, and I actually said when my birthday is. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna wrap it up there. Harry Gates. I've known that guy for a while. He doesn't live in the UK anymore. I don't think. Maybe he does, but I don't think he lives in the UK anymore. Ooh, yeah, I've been here for too long. I am going to see you guys again very soon. I may do a live tomorrow. I may do a video tomorrow. I may do something like that tomorrow. But if I don't do that tomorrow, then yeah, have a great weekend as always, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye, 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 bye.